Welcome back, everyone, to an exciting episode of Kicking It with Gary G.
I'm Gab.
And I am a disappointed Chooch.
And Manchester is blue. All right, let's see. Let's get into big weekend. Absolute ton of bangers. Some stellar performances all around. Let's start off with our award of the week.
Bangers of the week.
We have bangers of the week this week. Not just one. There was quite a few absolute belters. There's been a couple weeks with none, but this week was probably our first really big one with a couple. With quite a few. We'll start off. Eze had an unreal free kick.
Real nice.
Against Tottenham. Their only goal. His first game back, too. So that was absolutely unreal. There was a bicycle kick against Chelsea. Jon Wissa with the bike. It was pretty nice, too. Nicely set up by a teammate. Let's see. Marcus Rashford. Absolute banger.
Belter.
Yeah, off the crossbar. Unreal. Kind of quite to stun us. I was like, damn, that was unreal. And then dude put up a stinker after that, but we'll talk about that later. And then Phil Foden, absolutely unreal. Banger as well. Top bins. Just unreal. A couple goals for sure. My favorite, of course, I'm going to be a little biased. Go with the Phil Foden one. Biggest moment. To me, that one was in the biggest moment. Biggest moment. Toughest goal. Turn the game around. And then
I'll give it to the Rashford just because Rashford was just the layoff.
His was timely too.
The layoff and then the shot right out the bat. Absolute belter.
And he needed it because the interview came out, didn't go as he thought it would go. He got a lot of negative, comments back towards it. And then he comes up. I mean, Manchester City were dominating the game, right when they needed him. Absolute banger. Was unreal. Keeper had no chance. Ederson dove for it, but it was just unreal placement.
No one's saving that.
It's absolutely unreal. Let's go Starboy of the Week. I'm also going to give a shout to Ollie Watkins because the dude played unreal. Player of the Week. And that's not necessarily Starboy, but he was quite the player of the week as well. He had an absolute unreal game. Shouts to him, and they got the win. He had 2. And then my actual Starboy of the week is Phil Foden. Absolutely unreal. What more can I say? Pep said it himself, the best Premier League player of the season. I'm thinking almost the best player in the world right now, almost.
Oh, no.
What I'm thinking. We gotta see. No. We gotta see more of it. But the consistency. We've been talking about it all season. Phil Foden's been playing unreal all season. He's not best player in the world right now, but he's transcending his name into some big conversations.
I will give him his flowers. He was my star boy. 2 goals in the Manchester derby.
Biggest moment.
When the team needed him most, he actually stood up.
What can they say?
Question mark?
At this point?
He did.
What can they say?
He had the banger. He had that cheeky finish. I'll give him that.
And he should have had another assist because Holland just absolutely.
Oh, Holland was
crapped the bed on that one.
Doof.
But still, unreal week from Phil Foden. We've been seeing it all season since De Bruyne has been out. Foden has been unreal. I've been praising since before the season. I've been praising Foden. I said it's time. He's finally gonna get guaranteed minutes. Like it's time. And he has been. He's been unreal. Now his name's automatically on the sheet, no matter what, unless it's the rest. Let's have a look into the recap. Let's go Saturday's games. We had quite a few Saturday games, full slate almost. We're going to start with Brentford versus Chelsea. Ivan's disappointment. Poor guy, got the Chelsea kit on right now, but it's down bad. This is a game they should have won for sure.
Should have won. Tony was silent most of the game. Just
On the
very.
second goal, he did play the ball into the box that led to all that bicycle stuff, and it was pretty unreal. Or maybe it was the first goal. I think it was the first goal. But yeah, he was pretty silent. I thought he was going to score.
Yeah, we kept him silent for most part. Um, I don't know, it was just disappointment after. There was nothing going on really until like we had that Nico Jackson goal right at the start. Then we freaking conceded twice, and everything kind of just freaking self collapsed and everything. Um, Enzo and Caicedo, they both look tired. These guys aren't getting rest, and they're playing every game. I get it, we spent all the money on them, but still, they got to rest. We brought in Cassadai on loan, back from his loan. I feel like we got to incorporate him into the team, get some minutes. Gusto, insane as always. It's just, all the fans booing Pochettino. Pochettino's like, yeah, blame me. Don't blame the players. So I feel like it's a mix of everything. My biggest thing was, okay, I get it. He was trying to match what Brentford were doing. Play the back three, almost back five basically. But I feel like it was not the right move. I feel like Mudryk should have started after he played really well against Leeds. We always talk about it. If you're playing good, keep playing the players. So we see that. We see Mudryk come off a really good game, look spectacular in the number 10 role where Gallagher usually plays. And you would think, all right, he's going to start again. And he benches him. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's the same shit we've been dealing with all year. Players out of form, players in form, out of form. And that's basically it. He only brought on Sterling and Mudryk. I feel like he could have brought on Cassadai, get him some minutes, or even Cucurella just to get him
Get
into
him back.
fitness. Yeah, get him back
Yeah.
into the team, get him
He
training.
was playing really well before he got injured. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I think just the 3-5-2 type thing was this wasn't the right move. Especially like, well, I mean, it makes sense in the sense like maybe they're trying something different because it's Brentford's not the toughest club to play against. Like, but you've been playing really well the last couple of weeks. I mean, minus extra time in a sense, but I think the guys that they've had, I think really with a team like this young, you should be like, you win, you're in. You win with that
Exactly.
squad, you're in. If you until this team loses, until this lineup loses, there won't be changes. Because then that motivates necessarily just guys that get even better. Because you're like, okay, I mean, we're not gonna change until we lose. That way, when they do lose, a guy's ready. That's how I feel it should be, especially the guys that are already in the lineup. To me, you put your best 11 out there, see if they can win, and then go from there. But yeah, I think and Gugu keeps getting injured too. It's just quite tough right now. I'm still with the believers to just stick with it right now. Only makes sense. There's nothing any other coach could do at this point right now. I mean, the list of injuries. I mean, you look at the team sheet. If you're not a Chelsea fan, you look at the team sheet. You recognize Madueke, Sterling, Mudryk, Thiago Silva, and Cucurella. If if you even know Cucurella, like the rest of the guys, you're like, who the hell are these guys? I've never seen these guys in my life. Outside of the starting lineup. But even Chalaba, people probably wouldn't know Chalaba because he's been out for a little while. But I think it's just something. Yeah, there's stick with him. At least I'd say give him till next season, as I've been saying. and just see what he could do with the full off season, with the full team that he wants, and see what can happen. But let's have a look at the next game. Everton versus West Ham. This was a really, really tight game.
Good game.
The
That was a good
entire
game.
time, yeah. Calvin Phillips did not get the start after the red card, but he did come on. I thought he did a bit change the game, but they went with Paqueta did still play. Souček was in, which was good as well. Edson Alvarez also good, and then Ward Prowse was in the midfield there. I thought Emerson got another start as well. He has been playing well. But Calvin Phillips came on in the 66th minute. Halftime was 0-0. Everton scored at the 56th minute. It's a really good goal, I thought. It looked like they were potentially going to win just because they had been playing well. And then they get 3 after that without an answer from Everton. Souček gets a goal in stoppage. Edson Alvarez gets his first Premier League goal in stoppage as well. But yeah, I think West Ham have been struggling. They kind of struggled here, but I definitely thought stuff started getting turned around. Once they got Calvin Phillips in, I think it's just easier. I think it's easier. You implement the gameplay you want, and you insert Calvin Phillips so you know what he expects. Like, they bought him. 3 days later, he's starting in their lineup. Like, barely had a chance for maybe 2 trainings. And then the second game, yeah, he gets the full week, and he plays well in practice. The coach says, but it's still a game in practice, completely different. They always say they have practice stars. Yeah, I think this was a good one for Calvin Phillips to get back into form on, and just kind of see what West Ham are expecting from him. Let's have a look. Oh, this one was a good one. Fulham versus Brighton. 3-0 Fulham.
3-0.
It's quite a bit. We said that. We said just because Fulham, when they're hot, they're hot. Brighton have been struggling. And that 3-0, I mean, yeah, Fulham at Craven Cottage, always a tough place to play. Simon Hooper was the ref. So there's something fishy going on there. But 3 goals. Harry Wilson, Rodrigo Muniz, and Adama Traore. Traore finally gets one. Got 2 games, 2 goals, or 2 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. So that's pretty good for him getting back in there. Goal wasn't anything crazy, but he had a 1v1 with the keeper and scored it. That's all you can ask for.
Exactly. Yeah, it's good to see him, especially on the score sheet. I mean, the subs were good. Yeah, you bring on William Troy and Broja. I feel like that was a good swap up there. Troy is looking good. He only got a couple minutes. He got subbed at 83rd, 84th minute.
Yeah. Same with Broja.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like he deserves a start.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe it depends what lineup for me that they're putting out, because like when they play Iwobi just in the midfield, like I feel like he could be on the right, but when Iwobi plays Winker, I feel like he's so good. When they play him and Willian on the wings, I feel like that lineup is so good. Like I don't even want to mess with that one. But I mean, Adama Traore could play anywhere. Dude will play anywhere. I haven't seen. I mean, I feel like we haven't seen that much of Broja. He's getting subs late on. Traore, I mean, he's kind of proven his worth for sure to get a start here one of these days. Tim Ream's been a little AFK. But yeah, let's see. Iwobi's kind of been one of the only main guys that gets to start anywhere. Anthony Robinson also. He's been there, and then Calvin Bassey, he's a youngster. He's been playing well. Let's see.
And then that Brighton squad just looked very flat. Ansu Fati's been looking very mid.
Yeah.
Evan Ferguson has been quiet since that hat trick months ago.
He's 18. He's 18, yeah. But Ancelotti came on at halftime. They're saying he just needs some more confidence, but yeah, I think he had a good start to the season, I felt like. I mean, he had
Yeah,
2 quick goals and then he got injured and we never heard anything else. Um, but
but I
yeah,
mean, if he's already got $100 million price tag, you would expect something.
yeah. Well, that's just potential.
No,
Danny
they said
Welbeck
they're
is
asking.
usually always good too. Didn't even play.
No, yeah.
Let's see.
Next game we had Newcastle Wolves 3-0 from Newcastle. You were the one that said it. Like, this is one of those games, are we might get that Newcastle that scores 5 goals. We were close. They scored three.
Yeah, I thought it was just a bit weird. Like to me, we've been saying, okay, we said in the beginning of the season, like Wolves, absolutely, there's no way they make it. And then Matthias Nunes got bought. I thought he was like one of their only few pieces that were actually good. Matthias Nunes got bought by Man City. I was like, they got nothing left. Like that's all they got. It turns out they get a nice couple pieces, besides Pedro Neto. But yeah, I was just like, man, it's they don't really have anything going for them. They just like got rid of their coach like freaking 2 weeks before the season. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird because they're so close in the table, especially like them and Chelsea as well and Fulham. But I mean, if you think Fulham, Chelsea, Wolves, Newcastle, Brighton, I mean, to me, you're like Newcastle first, maybe Brighton, then Chelsea, Fulham, then Wolves. But I mean, they're all 3 points within each other. Like, Newcastle are kind of trying to draw the line. I felt like, where the better half of the table lies. It's crazy to say, but like, I mean, Wolves kind of have been a little bit more consistent than Chelsea. They got more points. Fulham went on a red hot streak too. I feel like they're a lot better than Wolves. I feel like, but definitely the points do not reflect. It's just
Mhm.
weird. It's just weird to see that middle of the table flucture. But even West Ham went up too, yeah, with their win. Let's have a look at the next one. We had Forest Liverpool. Huge controversy again.
Controversy.
It was plus until Liverpool score, which it did. There was an injury to the center back, a head injury, stoppage play, and the ball went to Liverpool. And then they let it run past the 8 minutes. And then Hudson Odoi had a chance to clear it. I can't remember who the other midfielder was that had a chance to clear it. McAllister gets it back, plays it to Nunes, and that's the game. Absolutely unreal goal. Huge moment for a Liverpool fan. I would have been going crazy, but I really thought Forrest was going to do it.
Yeah.
I was like, man, they're going to do it. They're going to do it.
It would have made the freaking table a lot more interesting,
It
buddy. It
would
would
have
have.
went berserk. Everything would have went berserk. Liverpool would be sitting at 60, 2 points behind Man City. Arsenal would be 1 point above them. It would be unreal. It would shake it up for sure, especially going into next week. Would be an even bigger game than it is, I think, especially if Liverpool just lost. But yeah, I mean it's going to be a big upcoming weekend, no matter what. Let's see. Let's go Spurs Palace. 3-1 win for Spurs. Finally looking actually like themselves. Only goal came from spectacular Eze. Free kick.
I bet it. Yeah, I
And
was.
and his first week back, absolutely huge. Um, Timo Werner got his first Tottenham goal as well. Son got a goal. Christian Romero got a goal. James Madison and Brennan Johnson too. Brennan Johnson had a double assist game. That dude's good. I think that dude's really
Yeah.
good. He's super young. I think he's got some potential, and he's been finding his way into the lineup pretty often. They're starting to look healthier for sure. Bentancur's back. Kulishevsky's always healthy. Basuma's always healthy. Doggy's always healthy. Mickey Van de Ven's back. Emerson Royale's been playing a lot better. Vicario's probably been, almost one of the Golden Gloves of the season. Son's back and playing well. Brennan Johnson's getting subbed on a lot more. Solomon, they said, would still be out for quite a while. He's not ready yet. And then Palace. We expected Spurs to win. We haven't been expecting much from Palace, but they've been getting it done with the team that they got. So that's pretty good from them. Jordan Ayew's been playing well. Mateta's been playing well. And then Eze's return leads to the absolute banger.
And the only real spark I feel like in that team, I feel like other than that, there's nothing else.
Yeah. I don't know. Once they have Elise and Gahey back, they always seem like a stronger team, They always seem like a stronger team, but their potential has not been fulfilled yet. That's why I didn't know why Elise re-signed. It was just weird, especially he could have gone Man City, he could have gone Chelsea, he could have gone Man United. I feel like he could have gone anywhere, and he chose to re-sign. But that's how I feel with Saint Maximines, the Zahas. Zaha had the time at United, but still feel like he's kind of okay with just making the money. That's how it feels anyway.
That's how it feels.
Going to our next one, Luton Villa. Surprisingly closer game than we thought, and Luton are freaking tough. Luton are stupid tough. It would have been almost a draw. Luis Digne scored at the 89th minute just before stoppage time. Ollie Watkins had a huge game. Leon Bailey providing assists. Chong had a goal. Carlton Morris, I think, is going to be really good too. I think he's only 22, maybe 23, but I think he's going to be good. He can, be one of the low Premier League strikers for now. Maybe have a breakout later in the time like Solanke. But Ollie Watkins was for sure my man of the match. 2 goals. He's been playing unreal these last couple weeks. And you know what? Let me see when he got subbed in. What minute? 79th minute from Moussa Diaby. I honestly feel like the reason that Villa have been not necessarily stagnant, but they just haven't been at their best, is because they used to have Diaby and Bailey in the game at the same time. Those are their best playmakers for sure. They're faster than everyone.
Zaniolo too. Zaniolo, I feel like is really crucial in as an attacking option as well. He's been coming off the bench a lot recently.
Mm-hmm.
But
Jacob Ramsey, what has he done?
Yeah.
What has he done to the coach? What does he have on him? He's only 22 years old.
Yeah, Jacob Ramsey's young. He's got plenty of potential.
Yeah, but Leon Bailey's in his prime, 26 or something, 27. Also Diaby getting to there, 24. But yeah, Zaniolo's been playing really, really well for them this season. For even if you do keep one of these Moussa Diaby, because earlier too they were doing Moussa Diaby start, Leon Bailey finish, and then Zaniolo would just stay on the left. But I feel like that's definitely their better attackers. They had Yuri Telemans freaking playing up top almost.
Yeah.
It was weird. But Telemans has been playing good too. At the beginning, he was struggling a ton.
Yeah.
What the heck? He wasn't getting that much time. But
he was struggling really. Yeah, struggled a lot.
My comeback player this season, Ross Barkley, been unreal.
Ross Barkley,
freaking. One of my other shouts is as a youngster star boy up and comer, Tiden Mengi from Luton. I feel like that dude's been unreal. That dude's been unreal. He's been playing really, really
The
well for them.
I think the United Academy boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was played for the U21 team a lot. But yeah, I mean, shoot. He's the young and up and comer. Maybe around the next time the World Cup comes, maybe he'd be in contention for the squad. I'm not saying he's good enough to get in that squad, but he's showing some real potential, in my opinion. Then we got the Sunday games.
Sunday. It was alright games. There was nothing too big.
Game of the week for sure. But let's start with the Burnley-Bournemouth game. Bournemouth scored 2, past Burnley 0. But I really, really felt like Burnley could have had something going. They had that disallowed goal on a weak foul, allegedly on the keeper, when the keeper's the one that pushed the guy. But I mean, huge disadvantage for sure. But I feel like that call's so big because when you're a team like Burnley, it takes so much to score. And if you watch that replay, I feel like there was no foul at all. Very similar to how I said the Rashford foul. Like, there was absolutely nothing in it. Wasn't even close. Company was losing his freaking buttons. Dude was screaming. It just felt like a lot. At that point, to me, it just felt like a loss for them. Like, man. But Semenyo comes in and finishes it off anyway in the 88th minute. Yeah, I mean, Burnley, you're done.
And Burnley dominated that game. They dominated the game. Had all the possession. They just completely did nothing with it. It's over, buddy.
Yeah,
It's
not a good thing for them for sure. Going back to Luton, I feel like if Luton could win maybe 4 games, and if you look at Luton's next upcoming home games, like they're really against really good teams, that they could potentially win. But I think they win 3-4 of those, they stay up. Burnley would have to win like 6 games, maybe 7.
they have to win out.
Yeah, just unreal. Can't see it happening. Can't see it coming close for them. But yeah, I mean, they had 20 shots, 6 on target, still lost, 74% possession. Just unreal for sure. Huge loss, and they'll be back down. Hopefully, company stays because I feel like they got it. They got a good system. It's just they don't have the talent. I think that's for sure. I mean, they're playing with the youngsters. It's hard, always hard. I mean, every team we see with the youngsters, I mean, they're not doing well. The only team that has really good youngsters is freaking the teams that are already dominating the league. I mean, Man City, they swap one good player with a youngster, and then that youngster blows up. But, I mean, there's a reason they're not starting. Pep takes them out every time. Even when we think Oscar Bob should be getting games, nope, doesn't get him. Just because, I mean, Pep knows. It's just not the right time for these youngsters. He told Cole Palmer the same thing. You'll get more minutes. He didn't even say he would be starting. Now he goes to Chelsea, and a young team gets a chance to start, but they're not necessarily doing well. On to the game of the week. Absolute game of the week. Manchester City versus Manchester United in the derby for sure. Just unreal game. I'm worried about the stretch. I wasn't necessarily worried about Manchester United as I was the stretch. But once I saw the banger, I started to get a little worried because I was like, dude, we dominated. They had one counterattack, absolutely scored an unreal banger. But I was like, you know what? That took something special. That was something special. You don't see that every day. Then just Phil Foden. Okay, first of all, no, before the Phil Foden goal, Marcus Rashford. Fans were they were screaming for a foul. If that's a foul, you're just soft. You're just soft if that's a foul.
Controversy?
No controversy. That's no foul. I was watching that guy that's like on Twitch or whatever, and he streams his live reaction.
Mark Goldbridge?
I think that's his name.
Oh,
He
I
was like,
love watching this
He's
shit.
like, that's on the ref. That's on the ref. I'm like, bro, no, it's on Marcus Rashford, dude. Marcus Rashford could have stood up. He could have still scored that goal. And he also just tanked. After that banger, he threw up an absolute world class stinker.
Yeah,
He had a wide open chance with the header that he headed the wrong direction. That chance right there. I mean, Kyle Walker's fast, but I think Marcus Rashford's got him beat. I mean, it's
I feel
tough
like
to say.
after that goal, Man United did nothing. It was
Yeah,
absolute crickets.
yeah, and it was so bad for Manchester United that they subbed on Anthony.
Yeah, they subbed on Anthony
Yeah,
just to get some minutes in.
yeah,
And if you look, like, if you were to just look at the stat line reflects what happened in the game very much. It was very Man City should have scored seven
quite.
goals.
Yeah,
Holland just he's been having those moments where he should be scoring and he just shanks it, whiffs it. It happens.
it just pulled
And
up.
it's
Yeah, I just pulled up the official stats. They're quite unreal.
yeah, if you look at the stats, it's you would think they were playing Burnley. Look at
Yeah,
this, 27 shots compared to 3, and then Man City had 8 shots on target, more than Man United had shots in total.
yeah.
73% possession, 800 passes to 300, absolutely unreal.
The touches 981 to 480 or 478, and then Man City had more shots than Man United had possession.
That's
That
absolutely
was
insane.
unreal. Yeah, and then the
15
clearances.
corners versus 2, like
Yeah,
it was over.
it's quite unreal. But Phil Foden's goal, oh my gosh, just chef's kiss. I I I was texting literally before that. Phil Foden, notorious for shooting shots. Like he hits the ball so unreal on volleys, but they always get blocked. I'm like, dude, if Phil Foden hits another volley and it gets blocked, I'm gonna lose it. And then the next shot he takes is an absolute banger. Didn't even curl it. It was just a straight rocket into the corner. The celebration, unreal, beautiful.
His PR team is pushing that celebration a little too hard.
No,
It's
it's
not
him.
iconic
It's
yet.
him, dude. It's him.
It is iconic.
After this one, I don't know. No. I think it is iconic now after this game because I'm seeing people saying, "Oh, why is he doing the shooting thing?" Like you didn't hear that before when the 5-6 weeks that he's been doing it. You hear crickets, but then the Manchester Derby happens, scores a belter. Now everybody's hating on him, so that's how I know. That's how I know they're gonna remember this. This moment was iconic. That celebration is becoming his signature celebration. This is his first iconic moment with that celebration, I'd say. But Phil Foden, they call him the sniper, just because he's unreal in practice. But yeah, I mean, he's having a time. It just feels unreal. It just feels unreal. Like I was, I've been praising this guy for so long. To see it come to fruition, to see that dude balling out, it feels like a dream. I'm like, I told y'all. I told y'all.
Told us.
Everybody was talking smack. Even Ivan knowing, and I know Ivan knows ball. Bro was hating on purpose. Saying Foden only scores and goals against Brentford. I'm like, dude, come on. Come on.
Dude, I'm here pushing the agenda just
And
to
here we
piss
go.
off Gab.
This game just proved it. No one can say nothing at this point. Nothing more to be said. Ronnie was going crazy on Instagram.
And
Freaking
away.
out of the way. Going crazy on Instagram. Yeah, it's unreal game though. And Phil Foden, dude, he grew up a Man City fan. Like that's why I think he goes off in these games. I mean, last time they played Man United, he scored a hat trick. This time he gets a double. I mean, he grew up a fan, so he knows this game means so much. And for him to show up so much as he has been, dude, De Bruyne quiet. Not gonna lie, quiet. I was a little nervous. He
Crickets.
had quite a few bad touches. I mean, everyone's human, but still, that was a weird one to see. Bernardo Silva actually played really well, I thought, and then Foden playing on the wing, I was nervous too because when he gets his game is not isolation ball. He likes to make the pass, make the run, or get the pass and pass to the one that's making the run. He's really good in tight spaces. I feel like that isolation ball is kind of weird, but he still does pretty good sometimes. Uh, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best always, but yeah, when he scored that banger, that changed the game. His confidence went unreal. He started switching over to the left, got the goal from the left. He was playing in the middle, and then, but I feel like we really need Grealish right now. Doku,
Doku
people
was
are
kind
expecting it.
of.
Okay,
Doku
here's
was.
the thing. Here's the thing. Yeah, Doku. I mean, I think he plays good still. He has been playing good, but he hasn't been what we've been seeing. And the only reason is for that is because everyone's expecting it now. They're sending the double low block. Even the wingers coming down playing it. You got the right back playing it, or you got the right center mid playing it, and the wingers still up top. I mean, holding some type of pressure, but still, either way, it's like anyone is not going to take on two defenders. Not
Nah,
standing side by side. I mean, it's rare. It's really rare.
yeah.
Even if you have Vinny in that situation, he's maybe gonna win that 1 out of 10 times. It's not like everyone's gonna do it. But I just feel like it's really good to have Jack Grealish start the games because he's more physical, slower player. So then when you bring on Doku later in the game, legs are tired, dude just flies past everyone. And then you're not sending the double teams already. So when Doku comes in, you're getting solo 1v1s, allowing other people to get fresh. And just the fact that they don't really play any crosses from that side, no one's got a double haul in there. When Jack Grealish plays, he's always sending those crosses back post because he knows Holland's going to be there. It's just it's a little bit of tactics for sure, but I definitely feel like we've been missing Jack Grealish quite a bit. Oscar Bob made a small appearance. I don't know what's going on with Guarvidal. He played really well. I feel like he's played really well in his last couple matches that he's actually played in. He hasn't been getting any time. I feel like maybe this Champions League coming up, he should get some time, especially because it's a must-win game. But you want the starters to rest because you got a big couple weeks coming. You want the best to rest. But yeah, Man City, Manchester's blue. It's been blue for a couple years. Was it Sir Alex Ferguson that said Manchester City will never go into a derby as favorites in his lifetime? Start learning Chinese, buddy. Just kidding.
Jesus.
Respect to Sir Alex Ferguson. Respect
They're
to Sir
coming
Alex
for you. We're
Ferguson.
getting canceled.
But no, they're every time now. That's what everyone says. They're the favorites every time. Uh, Final game, Monday game. Absolutely what we expected.
Disgusting.
Disgrace to Premier
Disgrace.
League football. 6-0. Arsenal beat Sheffield United. You know it's bad when our boy Caesar, the only Sheffield fan we know, is turning on the team himself.
He turned on the team hard.
I knew it was okay when Odegaard scored in the first 5 minutes. I was
5 minutes.
like, that's it. That's the game. And then I saw the 13th minute, and I was like, this is gonna get out of hand. And then 15th minute, I was like, oh my god. I kept it on, but the game was over.
Oh.
Kai Havertz got one. I was like, who's
The
letting this
fans all
bum?
laughed. The fans all laughed.
I'm like, who's letting this guy, Kai Havertz, feel himself? Now the dude's gonna think he's cracked. He's gonna have utmost confidence in the next couple weeks. And then Declan Rice got one. Saka got the assist on that one. Ben White hit a nice, decent little volley. But yeah, I mean, unreal. Everyone praises Saka for this little craft that he does. I mean, Good for him. I love Saka. Just to put, like they've been saying, the world class conversation. Saka is absolutely unreal. But right now, I got to rate Phil Foden higher. I've got to. Yeah, I absolutely have to right now. Uh, that's all we have for the Premier League. Let's have a look at the table just real quick because it is huge going into next week. You got a 2 point gap between first and third. Liverpool up top, City down 1, Arsenal down 2. There's quite a bit of gap between Villa and Arsenal, so those front three. I think no matter what happens, that top three is going to stay that top three for the remainder of the season, unless Villa just put absolute run, beat City, beat Arsenal, beat Liverpool. They'd have to put together a run. And Tottenham were trying to scream for that Champions League spot. They're 5 points down right now. I'm sure they have a game against Villa at some point. Oh, that's
yeah. They have a game in hand against that game that should be replayed against Chelsea.
Yeah, but they play Tottenham next week as well, so that's a big game. Let's have a look at the Golden Boot race real quick because Holland did end up getting one. Holland has 18. Ollie Watkins with 16. Mo Salah hasn't played in a couple weeks, but I know he's going to play against City next week just because that's how it is.
Somehow.
Yeah. But he's at 15 as well. Bowen's at 14. Solanke, Saka. Saka's at 13 with Son. And then Phil Foden's up there now with 11. Phil Foden's right there with the assists too at 7. Pascal Gross at 10 on the assist leader, tied with Ollie Watkins and Trippier. There's like a 3-way tie or 2-way tie for 4th with Pedro Neto and Mo Salah at 9. Julian Alvarez, who hasn't played in a couple of weeks really, has been getting minimum minutes. And he's got 8 assists, tied for 6 with Leon Bailey and Saka. And then Alonga's right there with Phil Foden as well.
We have a new leader in the clean sheets now.
David Raya
at 9. Pickford Ederson tied for 2nd.
That's not saying much. That's not. Look at their last 3 opponents. I mean, Sheffield, West Ham, and I can't remember the last one, but I mean, come on. I think that'll change. That'll give some other people a chance to move up. But Sam Johnstone, Johnston's. It's just because Prowess. I think their defense, their team in general, has gone down. But I think Sam Johnstone he's the future for England goalkeeping. It's been unreal. I think he's good enough to be up there. Nick Pope's even still in the top 10. Hasn't played in forever. Allison as well. Let's have a look let's switch gears into the
champions. We got
some big games. These are elimination games. Ivan said that these are the all right games. Next weekend's games are better. Or next week's teams are better, but nah.
The one good one, Bayern Lazio started off. Bayern down 1-0.
Good one.
They're
going home.
Tuchel's job's already done. He's gone already. He doesn't have. Just lose, buddy. Just lose.
So much turmoil with him. Yeah. Matthias Tell apparently met with the owner and the managers, and they're going to give him more regular minutes. They were saying 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, they were saying Eric Dyer, he's going to be gone at the end of the season.
This and that, and then he signs an extension.
Yeah, signs an extension out of the blue. It makes no sense. I'm like, what is De Ligt has had minute questions all season. It was supposed to be him.
Has been dog water.
That's what I'm saying. It's weird because it was supposed to be De Ligt and Kim Min-jae. And then they don't play De Ligt. It's Upamecano, who's been absolutely atrocious. Yeah, we feel like dude always getting a red card. Dude's always playing bad when they need him the most. I still expect Bayern to win it. just because they're at home. Maybe Matthias Tell gets a start. I feel like Bayern just have too much talent always. I feel like it's not the right place for Matthias Tell.
I feel like it's all over. Musiala's there's questions about
Oh yeah,
Musiala.
there's
Like he's
alleged
that he'll
reports, yeah,
yeah, he wants to leave.
and that he
Like
rejected a contract extension from them.
I
He
feel
said,
like
"Go to Liverpool, buddy."
if he I feel like he shouldn't leave. Like Musiala and Matthias Tell have the potential to that'll be their team for years to come in the league that they can easily dominate. Like that, I feel like that would be like the perfect situation for them.
I definitely want to see Musiala get out of there, but and Matthias Tell, I just don't feel like it's the right place. They have veterans. They have veterans. I just that's always kind of been the team. It's
Mhm.
always kind of been the team. I feel like there's like I love Sane, but I feel like he just gives like I feel like he gives off bad teammate vibes. Like there was the whole thing with him and Sadio Mane.
Mane, yeah,
It was I mean he didn't stay in Manchester because allegedly he just didn't really like the way Pep manages. There was always like controversy, like him and his wife posting like a bunch of stuff that goes on in the locker room. Uh, but I mean, like, it just feels like it's not necessarily like that he's doing wrong. It's just like, okay, when you keep hearing from the same source that stuff's going wrong, or keep hearing like that one person is involved in something going wrong, you start to think like, okay, maybe it's him. Yeah, like it may not even
maybe
completely
I'm
be.
the problem.
Yeah, it may not be at all, but that's just how it is perceived by me. Um, but yeah, I still think Bayern will win. Just the talent, Harry Kane, dude wants to win something, and I don't feel like they're gonna win the league. I think Harry Kane wants it more than ever. If they get a
Yeah,
cake, I think Bayern could get a cakewalk to the final. I think they could. It's possible. All you
possible.
need, all you need is to match up with a Barca or Napoli, or even an Arsenal who are in a stupid tight Premier League race. In my opinion, if you're Arsenal, you care more about the Premier League title right now than the league, just because you fumbled it last season. And the Champions League's just as big, trust me. But for them, I feel like they have to win the league over anything. Champions League's right
Yeah,
there though too. If you lose the league and win the Champions League, unreal consolation price. But still, I think if Bayern could get matched up with the Barcelona Napoli, that could be a win for them. I think they could get through. They'll have to beat one good team, I think, really, and I think they could beat a good team. They're a month, 2 months from now, the form could be completely different. Going into the next game, we have Real Sociedad PSG. That is at home though for Real Sociedad, I believe.
they're
Yeah, it is. And
they're down 2-0 against
down 2-0.
PSG with a Mbappe that's 2 feet out the door already.
And Luis Enrique said that they may sub off Mbappe in the Champions League game. Would be quite unreal, if you ask me.
Unreal.
Would be unreal. They say they're saying that it's because they need to learn how to play without him.
Which
But I really feel like it comes down to just ownership. Like owners are just they feel disrespected. They're probably telling Luis Enrique like if you want to keep your job, like yeah, play him, but you gotta take him off. Like make it
yeah,
hurt him. This happened with David Beckham back at Madrid when they announced he was going to the Galaxy before the season even ended. They were like, dude, Madrid, you're never playing. I think in the documentary he said like the coach told him you will never play again for us. But then he ended up coming back playing for them. They barely won the league. Uh, But yeah, it's just weird. I think the ownership's disrespected right now. A little bit hurt, but I think in the end, I think it'll end good in the end for them. I mean, Mbappe has been nothing but loyal to them, like so loyal. It's like when a girl, like when a friend of yours, like she's in a bad relationship, and she's like, you're like, why is she staying with him? Like, you just can't realize it, and then finally they break up, and you're like, Jesus, finally, yeah, like that's what it feels like, dude. Like we can't understand why Mbappe was staying in France. He's 25 years old already. Imagine if he had gone to the Premier League 3 years ago. Like,
Or
that'd
La
be
Liga
unreal.
3 years ago.
Or La
He'd
Liga three
probably
years
have
ago, yeah.
he'd probably have
His
3 Ballon
his
d'Ors.
resume would be up there. Yeah, he could have more Ballon d'Ors. I mean, could have won a Champions League. It's just unreal for sure. But yeah, limited potential for Mbappe leaving still. We haven't even seen what we call a prime, which is usually 27 to 30. It's usually what we call the prime of most athletes. He's
Yeah,
25. Looks like he's only getting better. Let's take a look. Wednesday's games. You got Madrid,
Leipzig.
Leipzig. This is Leipzig's best chance they were gonna get. The best chance they were gonna get. I mean, they went 1-0 down at home. I mean, one game. It's not. You don't have to be better than Madrid. You just have to play better than them for 1 or 2 moments.
I don't
No,
know.
it's got to be 2 moments. 2 moments, maybe 3. If you're better than them 3 moments, that's 2 goals, one stellar defense. It's gonna be hard and probably impossible, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Their aura's down bad right now just because of what happened in the La Liga game, which is
Bellingham is
rightful
back.
in my opinion. Yeah, Bellingham's back. He's gonna be heated. That team's gonna be rowdy though because they want it.
Yeah.
But Leipzig, I think this is their best. This is the best case scenario they're gonna get.
Xavi Simmons, this is it. This is your legacy game. No, I'm just kidding.
They're saying he's gonna take over the reins from Mbappe. Him. He's gonna come back Wednesday. Or Emery will be there too.
Yeah.
They're talking about signing Osimhen as a replacement. Yeah.
Well, yeah, this is a good game for Xavi Simmons to make his case.
It will be tough.
It'll be tough. It'll be tough.
Leipzig to win.
No. I feel, Bellingham is back. They're going to come out angry because of what happened in that game. Because they were down 2-0 that game. We come back 2-2. And the whistle got blown. And they scored. And they were all pissed. And Bellingham was mad.
Rightful, in my opinion. Right.
Yeah. I feel
Go back, watch the tape. He blows the whistle before he even kicks the ball. Stop all these Madrid fans now saying the refs are against them. Come on, buddy. Go back and watch the first. You know how Madrid like 4-peated in the Champions League? If you go back and look at the film of that, they're giving penalties for tapping the guys on the shoulder. We're going like this. Beep.
Beep.
There's penalties.
Boop.
I kid you not. I saw a Twitter thread that was like showing all the Champions League games ever, like the finals. And I went back and watched the beginning and the ones that Madrid won. Dude, those games are absolutely rigged. I kid you not. Go back and watch them yourself. They're rigged. But yeah, yeah. Hopefully Leipzig could do it. Hopefully. I wouldn't want to see Madrid maybe in the next round, but that'd be a crazy final. That'd be a crazy final. Somehow we always match up with Bayern, so I would not be surprised to see that. But yeah, I mean that's assuming we could get the win. We got Copenhagen next.
That's a wrap, buddy.
No, that's the most dangerous lead of football. 2-0. It's a must-win game. We can't just rest our players. We can't. We could rest maybe a couple, but it's a big game. Must win. You cannot lose to Copenhagen.
It's a wrap, buddy.
I think the only Cinderella story opportunity is from Lazio right now.
And yeah, I feel like Gabe mentioned, I feel like next week's Champions League games are even better, in my opinion. You got Arsenal, Porto, Barca, Napoli, Atletico, Inter, and Dortmund, PSV. Like those ones,
It's just
those scream like Champions League knockout games, especially how close they are.
that's all it is. It's just it could be more entertaining because the teams that aren't supposed to be up are up, and then there's a couple, and then 2 draws. I mean, anything can happen. But
Anything can happen,
I feel like
and we will be there.
yeah, we will be there. But this week's games are still pretty good. The Bayern Lazio one for sure is the most
Yeah,
intriguing to me.
we will
That's the one
watch.
I'll probably
We
be
will be watching.
watching, and then I'll watch the Man City game, even though Madrid are only up 1. I still gotta watch that City game. Want to see who plays. Want to see who we're gonna be able to rest until the weekend. Dude, we have an unreal schedule right now. Man United yesterday, freaking Copenhagen tomorrow or the day after tomorrow,
Wednesday.
Wednesday, and then Saturday. I think it is. I think it's Saturday. It's Sunday. Liverpool, and then after that we gotta go freaking play Arsenal. It's unreal, unreal. Short time period, but this is where champions are made. We got to do it again. I feel like only one trophy, if we could get one, would be unreal. Like it'd be considered a disappointment, to like owners maybe and whatnot. But imagine to three-peat twice in a row. That would be unreal. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. It's probably not gonna happen. But I'm just
Sounds
saying,
like you want it.
of course I want it to happen. It just
Of course.
it's unrealistic. But it's like as we start to get closer and into these games, and right down to the wire, like thinking that the possibility is even there is crazy. But yeah, that's all. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for the Champions League games as well. Got a little bit of a longer episode for sure this time. But yeah,
Emotions
a
were
lot to
high.
talk about. Emotions were high. This weekend, Sunday, I was screaming. Freaking 8 o'clock in the morning. I was going nuts. Especially after that first Foden goal, I was like, "Oh my god!" My mind was blown. My mind was absolutely blown because I know the dude's capable of hitting those all the time. And finally, one goes unblocked and into the top bins. I'm gonna rewatch it as soon as we finish this as well, just to see. But yeah, Foden, unreal. He's my if he doesn't win team of the season, criminal, robbed. The agenda's
Right.
against him. Yeah, I mean that's all we got this week.
I'll
We will
push
be
the
back.
agenda. Don't worry, guys.
Wow. We'll be back on Friday,
Right.
recapping the Champions League and talking about the upcoming weekend games, which we have a couple huge Premier League weekend games as well. A couple huge ones, but some good Champions League games regardless in the next 2 weeks. So we'll have a little bit longer episodes, and we'll go from there.
The jump.
Who do you have winning the Champions League right now, Ivan?
Ask me after
No.
tomorrow.
I'm asking you right now. We'll
Ask
give
me
it
after tomorrow.
after tomorrow happens on Friday. We'll give you give your other prediction. If you had to pick one team right now,
None of them.
none of them.
I feel like it's very wishy-washy. Could be Madrid, could be Bayern, could be Man City, could be
I don't
Porto somehow.
know.
You know
If
what?
any
You're a
dark
hater.
horse has a chance right now, I think it's only not
Porto,
dark
buddy.
horse, but Cinderella story.
You're up 1-0 against Arsenal.
Yeah,
I
but
feel like perfect opportunity. They just won 5-0 in the league. They're coming for blood.
maybe you're right. Lazio have a real Cinderella story chance too. I just feel Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. I don't know. Arsenal they've been choking in the European leagues, in my opinion. Bayern were hot, before Lazio saw them. I know they're still down bad right now, but
Harry Kane, this is your legacy game.
anyway, but yeah, I think Lazio, Porto are really good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm choosing Man City, of course. There's this talk that Madrid's the best team in the world. I don't know. I just can't see. I can't ever say that.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
We will see you guys next episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify. All the links are in the description below. Follow us.
Send the bat signal
Like
in.
it, share it.
Tell Batman.
Yeah, and remember to follow us for your weekly updates. Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup when it comes. You did the Carabao
Tiny
Cup.
Super League.
No,
Liga
no
MX.
really.
Serie A. Well,
We'll
that's
sprinkle a
us.
little bit of other leagues in there if there's some huge news. Usually only Mbappe does record-breaking stuff for us to chime in, or something crazy like what happened in La Liga this weekend. But yeah, I thought it was unreal.
Some controversy.
Unreal week for sure. Maybe a more unreal week next weekend. When these big game comes, wild stuff happens. Yeah, that is all for this episode. You guys were kicking it
With Man City and Chelsea.